Hello? Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Drew Ramey, and I'm a fourth-year psychology honors student, and I did my project under Dr. Andrea Hughes. Thank you, Dr. Hughes. So my study is called The Effective Dehumanization on Support for Reintegration of Ex-Offenders. So I'm going to define some terms for you quickly. Dehumanization is the act of perceiving a person or group of people as less than human, and then reintegration is the process of returning ex-offenders back into society. I chose to focus on ex-offenders because ex-offenders are a group that people already treat differently. In fact, some of you might already have attitudes towards them. So in my study, I exposed participants to either a humanizing or dehumanizing narrative. So this was a news article from the perspective of a corrections officer in the prison where they talked about the inmates. And then I measured reintegration support across 3 areas, which is housing, social, and employment support. So these are 3 factors that offenders need to have to successfully reintegrate. So after that, I predicted that participants exposed to a dehumanizing narrative would be more negative on the reintegration measures, while participants exposed to a humanizing narrative would be more positive. So our preliminary findings found that the base manipulation did not have an impact. However, there was some significant participant factors. So one of the significant factors was, just a second, growth mindset. So whether or not people believe that the offenders are capable of change. So essentially, in that case, the humanizing narrative had a protective factor in which people with a negative growth mindset and that believed that people could not change, that saw the humanizing narrative, actually ended up being more positive than those who did not. So in that case, a humanizing narrative could protect against people like believing that inmates cannot change. And then the other one was that people with a base high level of dehumanization tendency, so essentially we pre-measured how much people tended to dehumanize people. So those who were high didn't get worse, but those who were neutral and were exposed to the dehumanizing condition did get worse. So essentially, my study shows that the type of media that people are exposed to can have a real-world impact on what offenders experience in real life. So if we have negative news media that portrays them in a bad way, it's going to have a negative impact. Thank you.